To begin, I invite you to take a steady breath. Let your spine rise naturally. Let the shoulders settle. Let your hands rest where they are. We now enter a ceremonial working in the Western ceremonial magical tradition. In this working, we will call upon the archangels of the four directions, the stabilizing presence of air, water, fire, and earth, to hold and steady the space as we step into the path of the Fool, the one who begins, the one who risks, the one who walks forward into the unknown. Feel the room around you. Know where you are physically. Feel the floor beneath you. We will now call in the four archangels. To begin, simply place your awareness towards the east, the place of dawn's first light and the element of air, the domain of clarity and perception. To Archangel Raphael, guardian of the east, yellow keeper of winds and clear thought. By our will and sacred intention, we call to you. As I speak the divine name, inhale a bright yellow light from the east, sharp, clear, alive. Draw it into your lungs and let it fill your mind with clarity. Raphael. We invite you to stand in the east of this space. Let your current of bright, lucid air move through this circle. When we walk as the Fool, as we all do from time to time, let our perception remain sharp. Let our excitement not outrun our awareness. Let us see the edge before we step. Breathe in again deeply and draw in that yellow current of clear air fully into yourself. Let it steady your thoughts and brighten your awareness. Raphael, hold the clarity of the east air. We now turn our awareness to the west, the place of the setting sun and the element of water. Domain of intuition and inner knowing. To Archangel Gabriel, blue guardian of the west, keeper of tides and currents. By our will and in sacred intention, we call to you. As I speak the divine name, inhale a deep bolt of blue light from the west, cool and steady. Draw it inward and let it settle into your heart. Gabriel. We invite you to stand in the west of our space. Let your blue current of depth and intuition settle here. When we walk as the Fool and the path is not yet visible, let us feel what cannot be seen. Let us sense misalignment before it breaks us. Breathe in again and draw that blue current of water into yourself. Let it deepen your intuition and quiet your inner voice so you can hear clearly. Gabriel, hold the intuition of the watery west. Now turn your awareness towards the south, the place of flame and the element of fire, domain of courage and direct action. To Archangel Michael, Red Guardian of the South, Keeper of disciplined fire. By our will and in sacred intention, we call to you. As I speak the divine name, inhale a vivid bolt of red light from the south, strong and direct. Draw it into your chest and let it awaken your courage. Mikael. We invite you to stand in the south of our space. Let your red current strengthen the spine of this circle. When we walk as the Fool, let our courage be clean. Let us step forward without arrogance. Let risk be chosen, not unconscious. Breathe in again and draw that red firelight into your body. Let it strengthen your will and sharpen your resolve. Mikael, hold the strength of the fiery cell. Now turn your awareness towards the north, the place of stone and root, the element of the earth, domain of stability and consequence. To Archangel Uriel, Green Guardian of the North, Keeper of wisdom in form. By our will and in sacred intention, we call to you. As I speak the divine name, inhale a bolt of steady green light from the north, solid and grounding. Draw it down into your body and let it anchor you. Uriel. We invite you to stand in the north of this space. Let your green current anchor this working. When we walk as the Fool, let our steps land. Let what we begin have foundation. Let enthusiasm root into reality. Breathe in again and draw that green light of earth into yourself. Let it root you firmly and give weight to your steps. With the 4 directions established, air before you, water behind, fire on your right, earth to your left. The circle holds. The outer world pauses. Now we go within. Take a deep, slow breath. Feel the floor beneath you. Shift in your awareness, not disappearing, but transforming. Imagine yourself standing on an elevated mountain path, carved along a high cliff. A lush valley stretches below you. Dense forests roll upward. From this height, the trees appear small, reduced by distance and scale. The path is narrow, but passable. Bedrock and stone under your foot. Open sky to one side, stone wall rising upon the other. Ahead walks the Fool. He is attentive, but unburdened, taking in the view, the valley below, the long stretch of trees, the sheer height of it. A small pack is on the end of a staff, resting upon his shoulder, and a small dog is alert at his side. He walks forward simply, open to what comes. For a few steps, his attention drifts outward. His heel catches a loose stone. It skitters sharply across the path. and disappears over the steep edge. The sound takes a long time to fade. He stops and looks down, feels in his body how little space there is between footing and air. No fear, only awareness. He shifts his stance, testing the ground before his next step, and continues, still open and relaxed, just a little more present now. His openness does not cancel his awareness. The Fool continues. Along a narrow stream crosses the path. Clear water is moving over smooth stones. He pauses and studies the crossing. A few stones rise just above the surface, close enough together to try and cross. His staff rests across his shoulders, pack slung from it, as he steps onto the first stone. It holds. He shifts to the second, and the stone rolls under its weight. His foot slips sharply, and his ankle twists. But he drives the staff down hard against the steam net, catching himself before falling. He regains his balance. His foot, however, has plunged into the water. Cold seeps instantly through his leather boot. He steadies himself fully now and steps back onto the bank. He looks at the remaining stones, then down at his soaked boot. He sits on a flat rock beside the stream and removes his wet boot and sock, wrings the sock out and pours the water from his boot. After a moment, he removes the other sock and boot. A quiet, unembarrassed laugh slips out of him. He could have taken the boots off first, he realizes. Barefoot now, he steps into the stream. The water is cold but steady. He plants the staff carefully ahead of him, this time, and crosses the stone without trouble. On the far side, he sets his boots and socks in the sun, and you sit beside him, resting and giving them time to dry. The staff rests across the Fool's knees. The dog, who has been resting quietly, lifts its head. Its ears are sharp and alert. It turns toward the path behind you. Tail still, gaze fixed. You follow the dog's attention and notice a magician in ceremonial attire stands there now, as though he's always been part of the landscape. He carries only a simple cup. The magician approaches, stops in front of you, and holds the cup out towards the Fool. Take it, he says. The Fool accepts it without hesitation and peers inside. What's in it? The magician asks. Nothing, the Fool says. The magician lifts an eyebrow. Nothing? The Fool tilts the cup, squints into it again, as if something might appear if he looks harder. It's empty. The magician nods slowly. Empty is not nothing. He steps closer. Empty is space. Empty is capacity. Empty is potential. The Fool turns the cup in his hands. So it could hold anything, he says. Yes, affirms the magician. The Fool grins slightly. Wine, gold, rainwater, a frog, he speculates. The magician allows the corner of his mouth to move. Yes, he says. The Fool looks at him. Or trouble, he says. The magician nods once. Exactly. He takes the cup back, holding it between you. This is how most people move through the world. He leaves the cup open, facing upward. They walk like this. He gestures to the open rim. They wait to see what falls in. His eyes move from the Fool to you. They call whatever lands their fate, luck, destiny, other people. He turns the cup upside down. Some people decide they want nothing at all, or they never decide what their cup is for. He steadies the cup upright again. The magician does neither. The first act of will is definition. The fool watches the magician carefully now, as he taps the rim lightly and says, "Choose what your vessel is for before anything enters it. If you do not choose what it holds, you will spend your strength managing whatever lands in it." The fool studies the cup. "So I must choose first," he says. "Yes," the magician affirms. "Choose what?" asks the fool. The magician does not answer immediately. He steps closer and places a finger firmly against the center of the fool's chest. "What are you becoming?" he asks. Silence settles. "The cup is not for wine," he says. "It is for you." He lifts the fool's hands slightly so the cup is level. "Every word you accept, every belief you repeat, every desire you entertain, every fear you rehearse." Taps the rim once more. They enter here. The fool's expression shifts, less playful now. "If you decide this cup is for discipline, you will reject what weakens it. If you decide it is for mastery, you will refuse what distracts it. If you decide it is for courage, you will not cradle cowardice inside it." His voice remains steady. Will is not wishing. Will is choosing and refusing. The fool looks down at the cup again, and this time he does not joke. He inhales slowly. "I will not let it hold what I do not choose." The magician nods. "Once. Good," he says. He releases the cup back fully into the fool's hands. "From this point forward, do not say, 'This is what happened to me.' Say, 'This is what I allowed into my vessel.'" The dog settles. The air feels ordinary again. The cup remains in the fool's hands, no longer empty. It is claimed. The path bends away from the cliff and into a grove of pale trees, where the air feels still, not quiet, but watchful. The dog slows first. The fool follows. The sun is still bright above you, but the light has shifted slightly. Thinner, less warm. Subtle enough to ignore, though. Between two pale trees sits a woman robed in deep blue. She does not appear, she is simply there. A veil hangs behind her, stretched between the trunks. It stirs, though there is no wind. She does not look at you. She looks at the fool. "You carry something new," she says. The fool tightens his grip on the cup. "Yes, I know," he says. As she speaks, a faint shadow passes across the ground. The fool glances upward instinctively. The edge of the sun is no longer clean. He looks back at her. She is not moved. "What do you hear?" she asks him. "The trees," he says. She says nothing. "The stream behind us," he says. Nothing again. The light shifts, softer now. Colors draining. "My own breathing," the fool says. She tilts her head. "And beneath that?" she asks. The air cools slightly. Bird songs begin to thin. He grows still. I don't know, he admits. She nods once. Good. The crescent of the sun narrows further. Shadows lengthen unnaturally. You do not know, she says, because you are still full of noise. She gestures lightly toward the cup. You may choose what enters your vessel. Her eyes lift and meet fully now with his. They seem darker in the fading light. But you must also know what is already inside you, she says. The grove dims even more. The magician teaches you to direct your will, she says, and a hush spreads outward as insects quiet and leaves lie motionless. She says, I teach you to recognize the truth before you move, and she rises slowly. You mistake impulse for guidance. You mistake fear for warning. You mistake desire for destiny. The sun thins to a burning arc. You act too quickly, she says. The fool opens his mouth to defend himself. She lifts one finger. You do not pause long enough to discern, she says, holding him back. The last silver streak of sunlight trembles. Close your eyes, she asks him. This time he does not hesitate. He closes them, and as he does, the world darkens fully. The eclipse settles. A strange twilight fills the grove. Neither day nor night. Edges blur. The veil behind her glows faintly in silver. What are you feeling right now? She asks. Exposed, replies the fool. Yes, but why? She asks him. Because you see right through me. No, she says, her voice calm and steady in an unnatural dusk. Because the light you rely on is gone. When the outer light fades, most people panic. They reach. They react. You rarely look at yourself before you move. Stillness is not inaction. It is inspection. Her hand lowers to his chest. Before you choose what you place in your cup, pause, she reminds him. Before you defend, pause. Before you speak, pause. And do what? He asks softly, eyes still closed. She says, listen for what does not shout. The truth is quiet. Fear is loud. Ego is urgent. A long silence follows, deeper than before. No birds, no insects, no wind. Only breath. That, she says, almost a whisper now, is the beginning. A thin blade of sunlight reappears at the edge of the sky. Slowly, imperceptibly, warmth begins to return. You will not always be certain, she says, as the light strengthens just slightly. But how will you know when you are centered? When your reaction slows, she says. His eyes open with the sun emerging, color returning to the world. The veil beneath her stirs once more and then stills. She is gone. The grove looks ordinary again. The fool stands very still. The cup in his hands feels heavier now, not with weight, but with responsibility. The dog nudges his leg. He does not rush forward. He waits. The fool stands at the edge of the grill, with the sun fully returned. But the world does not look the same, and neither does he. He looks down at the cup in his hands. It was empty and careless once, and now it is conscious. He kneels beside the stream one final time. He does not fill it. He studies the water first, and he waits. When the surface becomes clear, he dips the cup gently, without haste. The dog watches him, and the fool smiles, not wildly, not naively, but knowingly. He stands. He looks back the way he came. For a moment, you feel that he sees you, not as an audience, as a companion. And as if the road itself speaks through him, you understand. You will step into the unknown ground again. You will misjudge. You will correct. You will gather your wit. You will steady your perception. You do not graduate from being the fool. You become better at walking as one. The magician gave him direction. The high priestess gave him discernment. But the road will give him experience. And that is his alone. He lifts his cup slightly, not in farewell, but in acknowledgement. Then he turns. The path stretches ahead, winding into the light. And he walks it, not perfectly, not fearlessly, but consciously. As he disappears beyond the bend, you understand. The fool was never foolish. He was willing. And willingness, guided by will and wisdom, becomes mastery. Hold that knowing. Let it settle in your chest. 3 lessons now live within you. To direct your energy with intention. To pause and listen before you act. And to walk forward anyway. Feel them as currents in your aura, not separate, interwoven, like threads in a living tapestry that continues beyond this moment. Now, become aware again of the space where you are physically seated. Feel the ground beneath you. Feel the air in the room. Feel the presence of those gathered with you. We now give thanks to the great archangels who have guided and guarded this sacred working of light and shadow. To Archangel Raphael, yellow light of the east, guardian of air, we thank you for illuminating our perception and refining our discernment. See the radiant yellow field in the east condense into clarity within your mind, and breathe as your outer presence gently withdraws. To Archangel Gabriel, blue light of the west, guardian of water, we thank you for deepening our intuition and guiding us inward during the eclipse. See the blue current in the west dissolve into calm within your emotional body as your expanded form recedes. To Archangel Michael, red light of the south, guardian of fire, we thank you for strengthening our will and igniting courageous action. See the crimson flame in the south draw inward, no longer surrounding us, but burning steadily within. To Archangel Uriel, green light of the north, guardian of earth, We thank you for grounding these teachings into embodied wisdom. See the emerald light in the north settle into the earth beneath you, rooting stability into your steps. With sovereign will, we seal this intention. Carry these lessons forward within us. Impress them into our auras and awaken them at the right hour, in thought, in choice, in action. When we forget, remind us. When we rush, steady us. When we hesitate, strengthen us. Guide this integration along our individual paths and our shared destiny, aligned with the highest good and the clearest light available to us. And now, with gratitude complete and intentions set, we release you from the formal structure of this circle. Withdraw your expanded forms from this space. Let your colored lights fade from the horizon, yellow, blue, red, and green, while their refined essence remains within us. Fire in our will, air in our perception, water in our intuition, earth in our steps. Go in harmony, return when rightly called. And so it is.